Hello, welcome to Beast Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint various little things here on the internet. What I do. It's fun. Well, it's fun for me. So it's kind of like my I guess you could call it like a studio vlog. What we're doing here in the studio. It's I'm slowly getting better at this whole idea, getting some ideas down on what exactly we want to do and how we want things to look. It takes a while because my career was different before this, so I had to figure some things out. Plus, I'm not exactly the most tech savvy, so it's always fun, especially when you have to run the whole thing by yourself, because that's the way it goes. All right, so we set our palette. It was getting a little crazy, and out of control. So I got that thing reset. It's a little better now. More with just a lot of the primary colors we're using to do this, which that's good. That's what we want to do, right? All right. So I also managed to reprint our little guy here. This is his staff. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. So after what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna remove his whole hand. There's a couple different ways you can do this. Now it's gonna pop off there no matter what. It's gonna probably break. So my solution is usually some nippers. You could try to force it off with your fingers, but the likelihood of you damaging what you're gonna do is very high with your fingers. You don't have the ability to make the cut if you want to, because I'm gonna kind of give a little wiggle and see if it'll just pop loose. I try to not glue my joints too hard. Try to get it just enough to where it's gonna get in there. No, I don't think it's gonna let go. So what we're gonna do is right above. You can kind of see. Get a little closer. Come on, Steve, help me out. Easier from this side, maybe. So right there, where that wrist meets this little ring, we're gonna snip that off. Right, that hand. And we want the flat edge towards where the band is. And we're just going to gently apply pressure. Might need to go a little deeper. There it goes. That's pretty clean. We've got a little bit of the hand left. It shot off. It shot off somewhere. Who knows? So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go ahead and take this down with a file. I love these little files. They're really great for things like this. The sound they make is not so fun, but you see how it's making pretty quick work of this stump. What a wonderful sound that is. It's like a dog whining. Like a puppy really, really, really upset. Yeah, it's not the greatest sound in the world. We still got a little bit left to go here. And I do like showing these sort of things because this is normal. This is stuff that's going to happen to you if you get into this kind of work. You're going to have you're going to have moments where things go wrong, something gets knocked off, something happens. Okay, so now our next thing we got to do is we need to cut that bulb off of this so that we can glue it to that, because we need to make this flat to match up with the excess we just took off of the other one. A little bit easier, honestly. And we're just going to file off, give that a little bit of flatness. All right, if we've got a little divot in, as long as it's flat around the edge. That little divot in will help hold some glue in it. We need to make sure it's going to be flat. Let's do a dry fit. Make sure it's going to look good. And I'm actually going to probably, now that it's set, or that we're pretty glue set in, I think I'm going to glue it there too. I think just right there is a good place. Got a decent angle on it because of the way it has to be reset. So it'll give it a little bit more stability if we glue it down here as well. And that stability is going to be big for us. Hard to explain exactly how. Important things like that are. My brain's froze for a second. I'm still kind of not been feeling well. It's really not fun. Okay, so two. Let me just a little kiss of it. Yeah, that's probably enough. I don't want to overwhelm it with glue. Just right. Boom. Get that set up. Okay. Well, while that dries, let's take a look at some other things because we're going to get back to him in a second. It is primed already. I use my gray primer. It's this stuff right here. I don't like to use it quite as much as I like using the black, but we can get all that. It's just a small part, so like I don't really have to worry about trying to do any highlights or anything. So this guy's awesome. Now we got all his parts, yeah. So sword coming down. Yeah, somewhere in that range. So that's gonna look great. And then this one here. And kind of flexing. I gotta just kind of gotta look at that forearm for a second before we put that on. But I think with this one, what we're gonna do is we'll put these on after. The rest of this stuff is not quite in the way. I mean, it printed with his wings, so that's all in there as it is anyway. But before we put that on there, I want to be able to get to all this and get in here and do all this. And the hand's not as big a deal. I could probably put the hand on, and I could probably paint around that. No problem. But I want to be able to really, I just want to make sure I'm able to get in there well. The sword, on the other hand, it definitely would obstruct some things that we're trying to do, right? So no matter how we pose that sword, it's going to obstruct something. It's going to make it either hard to get to this hand, or it's going to make it hard to get to this hoof. You know, so if we put it in more like this, then it's going to make it hard to get to that hoof. If we put it more out, it's going to make it hard to get the hand in the flail. So we definitely want to be able to do this side before we add this to it. Just to start planning things out. Oh, gosh. Hold on a second, folks. Whatever people call those. We all call them sleep or sleep booger. Yeah, there's lots of other names for them. That crusty itch getting your eyes. But I also, if you noticed, for those of you who might have saw it in the other thing, I got this thing printed, which we're gonna have to. Boy, look how big that thing is. Back going up. Here we go. That thing's big now. Look at that. I still need to come out and up. Good golly. It's huge. So you put that. Where's the? So this is close to a human size, right? This succubus. And you just see how big that piece is. That's crazy. You get that flat on the screen. There we go. I think I'm actually getting better at this. Slowly but surely. I don't need to toot my own horn for too much. I'll end up screwing something up. But yeah, that looks great, and it's a really big model. It's got some great details in it. Looks really, really good. And it's got some hands. And it has some wings that'll go on it. I think it has 2 sets of wings. If I recall. And this goes on here. We'll have to mess with it to figure out exactly how it's supposed to fit in. It looks like just a pop in, but this is another thing where we're going to want to go ahead and paint this before we put that in there, just because we want to be able to do all these details. We gotta figure out like what's the color scheme here. Maybe black with like fire coming out from the inside, so she looks a lot like this, so the whole thing is kind of the same. Maybe make this fire. She's coming out of fire. Boy, she got a crazy tail. Oh, her bangles. Or his. I guess it's not either, huh? Can't really tell. It's a demon. It just has like sultry thighs kind of thing. So or maybe I think feminine a lot more when I think larger demons. That may be because of anime. if we're honest here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so there's those pieces that are upcoming on this whole project. So that'll be what we're gonna get onto next. Actually pretty close on this guy. Everything's dry. Looks good. I'll put black down on it just to at least on the rod. That should be metallic. And if you really want that metallic to stand out, the best way to do that is with a nice black undercoat. Plus everything else has got nice black undertones, so might as well get all that in there too. This does give us a chance to leave the flame alone. I guess I could have probably done it with a number, which might have been nice. That's okay. This will be a kind of a thinner coat we can come back with. We'll definitely be able to come right through that without a problem. And like I said, everything's been done with black already, so might as well. Nice thin coat here. My hand is all up in the way. there is. Might have been just a touch of glue that wasn't dry. See if we get it come out. If not, that might be the end of this brush. Just a little bit. It was just a little bit. Oh, we do need some maple syrup. I had everything else set up. Look at that. Forgot one color. That's how it always goes. And the search begins. What do I do with it? This should really go up there at the top. This is one of my most used flavors of paint. Flavors of paint. Love it. Colors of paint. Okay. Nope, it definitely still has something in it. Yep. Well, it was a good run. What finally ended it was a little bit of super glue. I might be able to get it to come out of there, but it will have lost its head forever. That'll be the end of the tip for that brush. But we do have backups. So time to try out this one. It's Artist Loft Vienna. You can find these at Michael's. This is at number 2, which is a pretty decent size. It's gonna be close to the same size as this. You can see the bristles are a little bit longer. So we're gonna try this one out. See how this goes. I'm interested to see. I usually prefer a little bit longer brush. The actual brain is not functioning today. A longer bristle. That's one word. Good lord. Brain just froze right up. You just wait till after you whippersnappers. Those are pretty stiff on this guy. We'll see if that continues or if it works itself out after a little bit of usage. I don't know that stiffness is a good or bad thing necessarily. I think that's like a preference. Some people like a pretty stiff brush. Some people not so much. Kicking that hand blade out, but I've been way in the way today. All up in the way today. I think it's because I got this in the wrong place. Or way out of focus too. Find it. Find it. Come on. The next step for the channel is definitely to care. Unfortunately, I had to buy a new battery for my car yesterday. So might be a little bit of time before I can get to the new camera. Batteries have gotten expensive. Holy moly! I bought a battery yesterday. I bought a battery in a few years. Man, they shot up, didn't they? Woo! Talking about, oh, it's $200, $300 for a battery. I finally found one for $110. It's like good gravy. I remember you can get a car battery for like $35. I mean, that was a long time ago. I totally get it. But man, I was shocked. I was shocked how much it had gone up. Like, holy macaroni, look at that. That's expensive, y'all. Take out all this excess and let it dry. Come back. Hit that up some more. Alright, so put a little Alzerian crimson on his hand. Gotta get all this back. So we're going to do this little part here in gold. That's going to match up with the villain. I think I'm sitting in the wrong place. I don't know. I missed my camera. I think I messed this camera up when I moved it to show the big thing off. We're going to do the best we can. Spots we feel like maybe I'm going to drop a little bit more of that gold on it. Okay, now I'm thinking like trash too. Definitely needs to be messed with. I think we had made a determination that this one was kind of going out earlier though. Just need to be okay. Okay. Kind of makes it look like marble. Nope. Away again. There we go. So a little bit of like stippling on the white and then just doing a few little rounds of the bronze kind of makes it stand out. It looks a little bit like marble. And what I might want to do is add another color. Maybe this dark purple. Don't get too crazy. I mean, you'll just put a few lines in here and there. And maybe we'll do a jewel down here. Oh, my dog is tiptoeing around. Poor old girl. I'm waiting for that scratch. Okay, I'm gonna let her set up. I'm gonna go get this dog out, and then I'm gonna be right back. Give me that one. And they're tiptoeing around the way she does when she has to go to the bathroom. And then when I go to open the door, she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Don't you want to go out?" She's like, I don't know." Like, I love these. I love my animals, but man, you called me in here. What are you doing? I'll put that way on. Okay. Let's get this guy wrapped up. All right. Sure, we'll probably need another little run of maples here. Really mostly looking for highlights on it. I'm not too worried about getting deep down in there at this stage. Get ready to go for a little bit of a nice brown wash real quick. And we'll get on to the effects of the... And there's some sort of flame coming out of it, which is great. Ah, there we go. I gotta get better at that. I spent this whole day messing with that camera. Finally got it back to a decent angle. Touch up his hand. Okay. basic bone combination we use with almost all the bone stuff. We'll come back with that Naples yellow again and finish that out later. Here in just a minute, actually, probably when it dries out. Let something dry for a second. We'll take a drink of coffee. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday. Oh, my thing fell off, so I don't know if anybody's watching at all. If you are watching, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. There we go. Back on now. If you catch the show later, which I notice a lot of people catch the show after, which is super cool. Leave us a comment or something. Let us know you're here. That kind of thing. It's kind of cool. I like painting. I'm getting better at the show of it. Takes me a while because it's not my forte. So, we're learning, we're adventuring, we're changing. It's good. Good for everybody. All right. Good for me. Good for you. We're just gonna kind of kiss it with just a little vermilion. So it went from a cadmium yellow to cadmium orange to vermilion. The vermilion really is just the edges and the tips. It'll read as fire. And there's like a million ways to do it. So I definitely I play with different ones all the time. Different ways to make fire look the way I want it to. Spell effects look the way I want them to, Come back with just a little bit of cadmium yellow and kind of blending it out. Towards the tips of everything. Hey! The Logger Logs is back. The two-tone that is bad. Hey, thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. Yeah, he's fantastic. Let's get a clean up. There we go. Thank you, Steve. We're almost done. He's looking fantastic. So, and he goes great with the rest of our band. And then we're going to start this guy next. We're going to attach this stuff later because we got to be able to get into all this. But he's got a sword and he has another hand there. And then I printed up this. Dropping parts of. I'm in the process of printing all of this massive demon. That's going to be crazy. So, but yeah, hey, thanks for commenting. I really appreciate that. And I love your channel, man. I definitely like what you guys do. It's a lot of fun. If I lived in Britain, I would definitely just cruise from pub to pub and drink. That would 100% be something I would do. Out here in America, it's like every bar is almost the same. And if you do go to a place like it's a pub house where they're gonna have some other fun brews and stuff like that, it's almost so hipsterish you don't want to go in. It's kind of sucks. Well, I should say in this part of the world where I live in, or America, because I don't know, America's really weird. There's a lot of different parts to it, and everything's a little bit different in each of the different parts. The place I live in is Budweiser country. But they do like some other stuff. Hey, you're welcome, my friend. yeah, you guys got good energy, and it was a great show. I definitely enjoyed. Watch a couple of them, and hopefully it pops up. Hopefully the dang YouTube pops up and shows me next time you guys go on. You just never know with YouTube. It always recommends things like after it's already like been important to have gone up. Like, man, I'd have been in the first 24 hours if I'd have seen it. For those of you who don't use or don't make things on YouTube, that first 24 to 48 hours is super important. So if you've got friends who make stuff, make sure you're hitting up their stuff in that first 24 hours. Or 24 to 48, really. Just because of the way the algorithm works. So that way you can help your homies. Because we're all in this together. Right? And if we don't help each other, who's gonna help us? Nobody. The answer is, unfortunately, my friend, the answer is nobody. Come on. Maybe you need to switch down brush. Well, let's go down a brush. That little spot deep in there is really hard to get, so we just need like a tiniest little bit of dot of white here. Breathe, just commit. Well, I'm glad the dog decided to bark after I did that part. That was helpful. All right. She can bark for a little bit. I want to get this done. Okay, so, well, we got this small guy out. There's a little too much paint. We're going to put the yellow in. Again, that's that cadmium deep hue. In place where the flame is kind of starting the base of these flames. I'll be bringing in that cadmium color. And I'm gonna have to go get this dog here in just a second because she's gonna bark herself hoarse. She's old and impatient. We need to let that yellow go harden up just a little bit anyway. Okay, I'll be right back. She always looks so proud of herself when she makes me have to get off my string to do stuff. Sometimes I feel like she does it on purpose. Dogs. She's a sweetheart though. And she done a lot. She helped us raise these kiddos. Kept them out of trouble. For the most part. Just a little over a million. Yeah, mission accomplished. Yes, thank you, sir. Over a million on the tips, right? And then we're going to blend it all together. With some cadmium. If you have to add a little bit more colors to it later on, then you can do that. No big deal. The key with all these kind of things is keep bringing it up slowly till you get it to look the way you want it to look, and then you're there, right? Fire effect is definitely one of those things that it takes a while to get really good at. Sometimes it comes down to missing things like I did right there. That should have been colored in white before we got started. That would have been helpful. And then it will come with that cadmium. Should all blend together real nicely, and like we had done it on purpose the whole time. And now he's got a little flaming bit coming out of his staff. Boom. All right, now for jewels, y'all know I like to use my inks. Man, I almost feel like he needs like green, right? Like some sort of like an unnatural kind of like green, right? It's like one little color he doesn't have on here. It's the last thing he's got. The last little flash of color. The reason I like using inks for gemstones is they're gonna have the shine to them. There's a little bit of a shininess to it, so it's gonna be different than like a paint. It also sinks into cracks differently and stuff like that. All right, so we got a marbled staff. We got a little jewel. We got a little that. Okay. We gotta finish that hand. I'm trying to remember what the last thing we needed to do was. Come back and get these hands done. Fingernails, you get some great fingernails. Really T90 there. Make the inside and the outside of that one. The top side apparently. I'm gonna work on his hair maybe. Oh, we gotta get these ears too. His ears are kind of mixed up in all that. Make sure we're really getting into any of these places we may have made an error. Here we go. Make sure you take a look for any other little touch-ups we need to do. YSL looks pretty nice. That little wick looks really nice. It needs a little bit under here. That's just coming back with that cadmium yellow again. Really making sure we're working to lighten up any places where we can. The lighter you can get it to come out, the better, really. And you don't want it like stark white, of course, but if you can keep your yellow's pretty yellow, it really pays off when you're trying to get the OSL or whatever to work. I mean, and everything else has got those dark tones, so it really helps pop the color out on the staff and what have you. Just do a little bit highlights here, nothing too much. I'll definitely get all those little bits there. Really just looking to accentuate what's already we've already done. Clean up any of that wash too. Maybe they got a little too gunky on us. That's a little too far. I always remember like which way that shadow's coming. So like anything that's in here is obviously going to be a lot brighter because of the fire, right? So we definitely want to make sure it's enlightened up. We may even come in with a little bit of our cadmium yellow on this as well, where the fire's coming out of it, just to help bring out all the little details and give that OSL. You know. Object source lighting, for anybody who doesn't know what that means. I keep saying that word, and sometimes I forget that not everybody who watches knows every single word, so I'll try to remember to say them. Works out better sometimes than others. Alright, so here's the so you want it to maintain a little bit of its original color and flair, but also have the coloration from the spell that's going on there. There we go. There, and focused in real nice for us too. Yeah, definitely worth reprinting that and resetting that whole thing, because that really does make this piece really stand out. And you know, it was bound to get knocked off again. Yeah. So he's looking real nice. Very happy, very happy. Hopefully it stops raining here and I can spray this next piece. Otherwise, I might have to. I don't know. I might have to do it the hard way. But if it's a tip is if it's too moist outside, don't use rattle cans. You really want to wait for the humidity to come down a little bit. There we go. This guy's epic. I can't wait to hit him up. I'm not sure if we're going to do him red like the other one or whatever, but he's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to get him done. And I'll have him set up one way or the other with with whatever primer I decide I'm going to end up putting on that. Like I said, hopefully we get a break here soon in the weather, but it doesn't look like it. Maybe this afternoon, this evening when I get home, I can get it done, which would be awesome. So, but this thing's huge. Look how big that thing is. Like it's almost as tall as my head. I mean, my chin's like right there, so you know it's almost. That was weird. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, they're all the designs on these have been really crazy. And then I'm gonna print up some. There's some demons on like, there's some sort of demon beasts like wargs or something like that. So that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna print up a few of those, and I'll do those kind of on the side as we work through this big one, because I think everybody's gonna want to see the big demon. She's so cool. It's great, and it's got wings. I think it's actually gonna end up being like this tallish, somewhere in here. That one's gonna be neat. We haven't done a real big one in a while, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I appreciate everybody that stops by. I guess we could do one more look. Let's do one more look at Asmodeus before we log off. He ended up looking really great. Do one last spin here. I really like the purple. At first I was a little on doing the purple, but I really like it. It really makes him look like he's the Lord of Hell. He's the Prince of Hell. Really gives him that look, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. So yeah, what a great piece. What a great piece. Artisan Guild, at it again. Really great job, guys. Absolute pleasure. Oh, I guess I could have dotted his eyes, huh? Let's see. That's always the hardest thing to do, I think. They're so tiny. Okay, got it. I know I got that one. I think I got that one. A lot of it comes down to getting that excess out. It's so hard to tell if you did or not. Give him a little extra red up here. See how the set I was done, and here I go messing with it, because that's how I always am. That's why I try to I like these shows, because it makes me have to quit. I have to leave it alone. Just making sure I didn't miss any little blemishes. All right. I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming by. I really do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, which would be Thursday. Back tomorrow, and we'll be on to the next demon here is this bigger guy, and then move on. And then I'm getting close to being out of demons, which is great. It'll be fun to do something else. I like doing these big sets, though. It's neat. We get a kind of a color concept, and we can kind of keep that concept rolling through what we're doing, and yada 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 yada. So feels like this guy needs to be a big old blue purple one. This one here, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should do a little poll, let you guys vote. that'll be fun. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put up a poll, and we're gonna figure out. I'm gonna let you guys figure out what color, and then tomorrow morning, whatever the verdict is, that's which way we're gonna go. So good luck for the poll. I'm gonna put it up, and we'll we'll be back tomorrow. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Be good to somebody you don't know. Just be good. Yeah, goodness is infectious. Blah, blah, blah. And it's good. It helps. Like, I swear to God, it does. Just a little small acts of kindness, guys, and gals, makes a big difference. So I appreciate it, you guys. Enjoy a pint for me next time you're in the pub, eh? And we'll talk to all of you later.